Mara is standing in her kitchen at 7 in the morning, still in her pajamas. She pours milk into Luna's bowl, just like every morning. Luna laps it up greedily, purrs loudly, and Mara smiles with satisfaction. You probably do the exact same thing, every morning, without thinking. This image looks like pure affection between the two of you. It's a silent trap. 3 hours later, Luna's stomach begins to rumble quietly. Mara has long been sitting in the office, unaware of any of this. I did this wrong myself for years, with my own cat. No one ever explained to me what really happens in her body. There is a reason why she remains addicted to it anyway. Mara will understand this reason for the first time tonight. And what she does then will change Luna's mornings forever. Most adult cats lose an enzyme that breaks down lactose. It's called lactase, and without it, milk becomes a burden. The Cornell Feline Health Center calls this one of the most common causes of diarrhea in cats. To Luna's stomach, it feels like a mild laxative. Cramps, bloating, and hours later, painful, persistent diarrhea. Yet she licks her bowl completely clean every morning. Why does she voluntarily put herself through this again and again? The answer has nothing to do with hunger or nutrients. She drinks it for the pure fat content, not for the milk itself. Her brain reacts to fat similarly to how ours reacts to sugar. You know that feeling of grabbing something even though you know it's not good for you. For Luna, it's comparable, just without the choice to simply stop. This is called a silent addiction, not a conscious decision on her part. And this is exactly where the real misunderstanding of many owners begins. Some then reach for a piece of cheese as an alternative. Cheese actually has less lactose, that is fundamentally true. But it often contains salt, which cat kidneys do not need. The German Animal Welfare Federation therefore expressly advises against salty snacks. A small amount rarely does immediate harm, but it adds up over months. A harmless habit slowly turns into a real risk for the kidneys. So cheese is not a clever solution, just a different, quieter problem. But there is another myth that runs much deeper. Some then reach for soy or almond milk from the supermarket. That seems reasonable, but in most cases, it is not. These products are made for humans, not for cat stomachs. They often contain sugar or additives that their bodies do not need. Some varieties even contain traces of onion or vanilla flavoring. Onions are toxic to cats. Even small traces can damage their red blood cells over time. Read the label very carefully before pouring it into her bowl. And here comes the biggest misconception about cats of all. Many believe cats hardly drink because they originate from the desert. That is partly true, but not quite in the way you might think. Their wild ancestors got a lot of moisture from the fresh meat of their prey. Domestic cats still drink water, often just less than would be healthy. A study in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery suggests that many domestic cats drink too little anyway. If diarrhea further dehydrates them, that's exactly what becomes dangerous. Imagine, you are thirsty, and someone gives you salt water. Something similar happens in Luna's little body this morning. So what does she really need, instead of milk in her bowl? Forget expensive cat milk from the shelf, that's mostly just marketing. A simple broth made from marrow bones works noticeably better for her. No salt, no onions, no spices, just water and bones. It provides hydration without burdening Luna's sensitive stomach. Vets are increasingly recommending this. It's not a grand gesture, just a small pot on the stove. But exactly this small gesture changes how she feels tomorrow. You don't have to change everything at once, just this one step. Tonight, it's enough to simply leave the milk in the fridge. Tomorrow morning, a small sip of broth is enough instead of the usual bowl. That's how real change begins, not with perfection, but with one morning. Do you know how many mornings Luna has already spent alone with stomach aches? While Mara sat in the office thinking about something completely different. No one saw it. Luna didn't show it to anyone. She just kept purring, because that was all she could do. You might have done the exact same thing without ever knowing it. That's not an accusation, that's simply the truth behind it. Let that sink in for a moment. You didn't know it, but now you really know it. Mara changed it the evening after she understood. She put the milk back and took out the small pot instead. Luna now licks her bowl empty just as greedily as before. Only this time, it doesn't hurt her afterward anymore. Every time Mara sees this now, she feels more at ease. Maybe you know someone who still gives their cat milk. Send them this, quite simply, without a single word added. Sometimes a shared moment is enough to change a whole cat's life. Maybe someone you know needs it right now.